Switching to low bar squat was a game changer for me. It wasn't just because I wanted to lift more weight, it just generally felt better in my body. And if you've never performed a low bar squat before, it can be extremely uncomfortable and a little awkward. It took me 2 months to even match the weight I was using for high bar squats because I always felt like it was just sliding right down my back. Please be easy and patient with yourself if this is your first time doing this, but that goes for any exercise in this program. You are definitely going to want to work on some wrist and shoulder mobility for this one beforehand because of the bar placement. If you're still wanting to perfect your high bar squat, you can always come back to this later. Powerlifters typically use low bar squats since they allow you to stabilize yourself with more weight on the bar. Low bar squats work your quadriceps, hamstrings, erector spinae, gluteus maximus, and calf muscles. There's also stabilizer muscles working like the hamstrings and core. Because of the lean forward, it's a little bit more glute emphasis. Here's a step-by-step breakdown of the low bar squat.
When you set up your bar, make sure it's at the middle of your chest. You need to set it at the right height so you don't have to tiptoe off the rack or crouch down to pick it up. Pro tip, it is 1 hook lower on the rig than your high bar squat. Once it's set up and you are facing into the bar so you don't have to go backwards to re-rack, you will choose your grip. There are 3 different ways to grip the bar, but I'd love for your fingers to be over the bar and your thumb to be around the bar first. Your grip is based on your shoulder mobility, so you might have to place your hands significantly wider than shoulder width apart, but try to keep them as tight to your body as possible. The next step is to put the bar on your back. Poke your head underneath the bar. Keep your shoulders away from your ears and draw your shoulder blades back to engage your traps to rest the bar on the back of your shoulders. It should be about 1 to 1.5 inches lower than your high bar squat setup. Raise your elbows slightly so the bar is secure. Plant your feet about hip width distance apart, brace your core, and unrack the bar to take 2 steps back. Once the bar is settled, step back and reestablish your feet position. Slightly lean forward, keep your gaze 10 to 15 feet in front of you, and brace your core again. As you descend into your squat, make sure that the bar remains in vertical path above your midfoot. When you reach depth, just breaking below parallel with your thighs, drive your feet into the ground and come back to standing. It may be tempting to use your torso to power the bar up, especially if you shoot your hips up too fast. Try to engage your hips and torso as one rigid unit as you rise, maintaining the same shape, angle, and bar path on the way up as you had on the way down. Walk forward so the barbell hits the rack and you can drop it right back down with ease.
What happens if you fail a rep? A failed rep means that you have started the squat, but you're not able to finish the entire rep, and that is totally okay. That is how you grow and challenge yourself. You have to fail before you can perform. I'm going to show you 2 different ways you can bail from a squat, and this works for high bar and low bar back squats.
If you have a spotter, their eyes would be on the bar at all times and hands ready to spot when you need it. If you get stuck on a lift, they would gradually help to lift up the bar with you or be prepared to grab it if you just can't go anymore. If you get stuck at the bottom of your squat without a spotter, you're going to push it back and move your body forward to get out of it. Make sure you practice this several times with light weight so you can get the hang of it before you get stuck with something super heavy.
Make sure you practice this a bunch of times with a PVC pipe or just the bar before you add some weight to it. Record yourself doing it and post it to the Facebook page, plus add it to your photo album.